In the world of golf, some relationships are so special that their story becomes legendary. The pairing of Tiger Woods and his son Charlie Woods was exactly that kind of story, one that had already carved out a special place in every golf fan's heart. Tiger Woods, a name synonymous with greatness in the golfing world. 15 major championships, countless records, and a legacy that will be remembered for generations. But perhaps Tiger's greatest achievement wasn't any trophy or title. It was seeing in his son Charlie that same passion, that same dedication, and that same fire that burned within him. Charlie Woods, just 15 years old, carrying enormous dreams on his young shoulders. When experts watched his swing, they would say, "This kid is Tiger's carbon copy." Every shot bore his father's signature. But Charlie didn't want to be just a copy of Tiger. He wanted to forge his own identity, create his own path. For the past 3 years, Tiger and Charlie had been competing together in father-son tournaments. Every time these two stepped onto the course together, magic happened. Cameras flashed, crowds roared, and the world witnessed a legend giving wings to his son's dreams. The chemistry between them was undeniable. Tiger would read the greens, Charlie would execute the putts. Charlie would ask for club selection advice. Tiger would guide him with the wisdom of decades. They weren't just father and son, they were a team, a unit, a force. Golf commentators couldn't get enough of them. Look at how Charlie mimics Tiger's pre-shot routine. That follow-through is identical to Tiger's. The DNA is undeniable. Every broadcast became a celebration of legacy, of bloodline, of destiny unfolding. But beneath the surface, something else was brewing. The weight of expectations, the burden of comparison, the pressure of being Tiger Woods' son rather than simply Charlie Woods. The ultimate dream early in 2024, a major announcement sent shockwaves through the golfing world. The U.S. Junior Amateur Championship, golf's most prestigious junior tournament, announced its schedule. This was the tournament that Tiger himself had won 3 times in his youth. This was the platform that had launched Tiger's journey to legendary status. For Charlie, this wasn't just another tournament. This was the tournament. This was his defining moment. If he could win this, he would take the first significant step toward continuing his father's legacy. Media headlines were already being written in advance. Like father, like son, Charlie Woods ready to follow Tiger's footsteps. Tiger understood what this meant to Charlie. He canceled all his commitments, postponed sponsorship deals, declined TV appearances. He had one mission, preparing Charlie for the biggest moment of his young life. Months of intense preparation began. 5 a.m. practice sessions became the norm. Daytime brought physical training regimens designed by elite sports scientists. Evenings were devoted to mental conditioning. Nights involved strategic game discussions that went late into the evening. Tiger spared no expense and left no stone unturned. He brought in coaches from his prime years, the ones who had helped him dominate the sport. He hired sports psychologists who specialized in performance under pressure. Nutrition experts crafted detailed meal plans to optimize Charlie's physical condition. Charlie worked day and night, straight to the practice range after school. 12 to 14-hour practice sessions on weekends. Perfecting every shot, turning every weakness into strength. He knew the world was watching. He was Tiger Woods' son. Expectations were astronomically high. His swing was analyzed frame by frame. His putting stroke was studied under high-speed cameras. His course management was scrutinized by data analysts. Every aspect of his game was being refined, optimized, perfected. But in all this preparation, something crucial was being overlooked: the human element, the emotional weight, the psychological toll of carrying not just his own dreams, but the dreams of millions who saw him as Tiger's heir apparent. The pressure builds as tournament day approached. The pressure intensified exponentially. Media scrutiny became relentless. Every sports channel ran debate segments. Can Charlie live up to his father's legacy? Social media exploded with opinions. Trolls emerged from the shadows. Let's see if he can step out of Tiger's shadow. Golf forums buzzed with speculation. Betting odds were posted. Comparison charts were created. Tiger at 15 versus Charlie at 15. Every statistic was dissected. Every achievement measured against his father's. Even Charlie's school environment changed. Friends became jealous. Some offered support, others delivered subtle taunts. Teachers gave him extra attention, which felt more like additional pressure. Classmates had expectations. Everyone wanted Charlie to return victorious. Tiger began noticing changes in Charlie's body language. The smile appeared less frequently. Laughter became rare. Confidence was gradually replaced by nervousness. Practice sessions showed signs of frustration. Balls started shanking off the club face. Putts began missing that had previously been automatic. Sleep became difficult for Charlie. He'd lie awake at night, imagining scenarios. What if he failed? What if he embarrassed his father? What if he proved all the doubters right? The what-ifs multiplied like demons in the darkness. One night, Tiger knocked on Charlie's bedroom door. Charlie was sitting on his bed, headphones on, music playing, but his eyes were distant and unfocused. "Charlie, is everything okay, son?" Tiger asked gently. "Yeah, Dad. Everything's perfect," Charlie replied with a forced smile that didn't reach his eyes. "You can't lie to me. I'm your father and a golfer. I know exactly what's going through your mind right now." Charlie's eyes filled with tears. His voice cracked as he spoke. "Dad, I'm scared. What if I lose? What if I disappoint you? Everyone expects me to be you, and I'm just Charlie." Tiger sat beside his son and pulled him into an embrace. "Son, you could never disappoint me. This tournament isn't just about golf. It's about your journey. Winning and losing will always happen. What matters is that you give your best. And remember, you're not Tiger Woods, you're Charlie Woods. And that's a pretty big deal." Those words provided temporary comfort, but as tournament day approached, the anxiety returned with renewed intensity. The tournament begins. Tournament day arrived at Pebble Beach Golf Links, an iconic course where history had been written countless times. Morning fog rolled in from the Pacific. Ocean waves crashed against the rocks. Anticipation hung thick in the air. Charlie was grouped with 3 other talented junior players. Cameras were everywhere. Network television, streaming platforms, social media influencers. Crowds lined every fairway. Journalists positioned themselves to note every move, every expression, every shot. Tiger stood in the gallery, trying to appear calm, but feeling nervous energy coursing through his body. He wanted to walk every step with Charlie, but he had to remain in the designated areas. This was Charlie's battle to fight. The first round began with mixed results. On the par 72 course, Charlie shot a 74. Some bogeys, several pars, 1 birdie. An average performance that left him in the middle of the pack. Media reactions were immediate. Charlie struggles in opening round. Young Woods shows first-round nerves. That evening, Tiger tried to encourage his son. "First-round jitters are normal. You'll be better tomorrow. Trust yourself." The second round showed the Charlie that everyone expected. He shot a brilliant 70, 2 under par. Galleries erupted in cheers. Charlie's smile returned. His shots were crisp, authoritative. His putting stroke flowed smoothly. Tiger's eyes lit up with pride. "There's my boy!" By the end of the second round, Charlie had positioned himself within striking distance of the leaders. Hope soared. Dreams seemed within reach. The narrative was changing. Charlie Woods finds his rhythm. Young Woods mounting a charge. The third round was scheduled for the following day. Neither Tiger nor Charlie knew that disaster was lurking just hours away. The disaster strikes. The third round began under sunny skies. Perfect conditions. Charlie seemed relaxed and confident as he approached the 7th hole, a challenging par 4 along the ocean. Tricky wind conditions made club selection critical. The fairway was tight, with penalty areas lurking on both sides. Charlie stood on the tee box, took his practice swings, and addressed the ball with his driver. The swing felt pure. Contact was solid. The ball launched beautifully into the air, but then it happened. A sudden gust of wind, stronger than anticipated, caught the ball mid-flight. The trajectory shifted. The ball curved hard to the right. Charlie watched in horror as his ball splashed into the Pacific Ocean. Penalty stroke. Charlie had to take a drop. His face showed the first signs of frustration, but he tried to maintain composure. His second shot was overcompensated. He tried to make sure it stayed left of the water, but pushed it too far. The ball landed in deep left rough, sitting down in thick grass. Third shot, he tried to muscle it out of the rough, but made poor contact. The ball sculled across the green and tumbled into a collection area beyond. Fourth shot, a delicate chip that came out poorly, rolling 12 feet past the hole. Fifth shot, the putt that should have saved some dignity. It caught the lip and spun out. Double bogey. Charlie's face registered clear disappointment. But this was just the beginning of the nightmare. The next hole was a par 3 playing 180 yards to a tightly tucked pin. Charlie selected a 6-iron. His swing felt tentative. Fat contact. The club hit too much ground before the ball. The shot came up woefully short, plugging into a greenside bunker. The explosion shot from the sand came out too aggressively. The ball flew over the green. Another chip was needed. This one came out 15 feet past the hole. The putt missed. Another bogey, 2 holes. 3 over par. Charlie's body language completely transformed. His shoulders slumped. His head dropped. Confidence shattered into pieces. Tiger paced in the gallery, feeling every ounce of his son's pain. He understood what was happening in Charlie's mind. He'd experienced it himself countless times. But this was Charlie's battle. Tiger could only watch, helpless and heartbroken. The spiral continues. The following holes brought no relief. Charlie's game completely unraveled. Overthinking plagued every shot. Hesitation infected every swing. Doubt consumed every putt. 10th hole, 3 putts from 25 feet. Bogey, 11th hole. Drive pushed out of bounds. Penalty stroke? Scrambling led to a double bogey, 12th hole. Topped iron shot that barely carried half the required distance. Another bogey, 4 holes. 6 over par. Charlie's face had become a mask of hopelessness. His eyes reddened, fighting back tears that wanted desperately to fall. Every shot became an ordeal. The smooth, natural swing that had looked so effortless in practice was now mechanical and forced. The putting stroke that had been so reliable was now tentative and jabby. Tiger's heart broke with every shot. He wanted to rush onto the course, hug his son, tell him, "It's okay, none of this matters." But rules prevented it. He was relegated to being a spectator to his son's suffering. The crowd's whispers became audible. "Man, Charlie's having a complete meltdown. The pressure of being Tiger's son is crushing him. Poor kid can't handle it." Social media erupted. The trolls emerged in full force. Memes were created within minutes. Cruel comments flooded every platform. Tiger's copy-paste version has crashed. Daddy's pressure drowned him. The media, smelling blood, turned vicious. Television commentators, who had been so supportive just hours earlier, now spoke in concerned, almost pitying tones. "You hate to see this happen to such a young player." The mental game has completely deserted Charlie Woods. This is a painful lesson in championship golf, the emotional breaking point. The time the 16th hole arrived, Charlie had completely checked out mentally. He was going through the motions mechanically. No emotion registered on his face. No fight remained in his eyes. Just robotic execution of shots, getting through the round to escape this nightmare. He hadn't looked at Tiger once in the last several holes. Perhaps shame prevented it. Perhaps fear of seeing disappointment in his father's eyes. Perhaps anger at himself for failing so spectacularly. The final hole was a par 5, typically a birdie opportunity to salvage something from the wreckage. But Charlie had given up. His drive showed half-hearted effort. The fairway wood made lazy contact. The iron approach came up short. The pitch was decent. The putt, a 15-footer that could have provided one small positive, missed by inches. Final score for the third round, 84. 12 over par. The tournament leaderboard told a brutal story. Charlie's name had plummeted to the bottom half of the field. Dreams of winning? Crushed. Hopes of contending? Destroyed. The legacy of Tiger Woods? Now a question mark rather than an exclamation point. The aftermath? Outside the scoring tent, Tiger waited. Charlie emerged after signing his scorecard, his face completely blank, devoid of emotion. It was as if someone had extracted his soul, leaving only a shell. "Charlie," Tiger began. "Not now." "Dad," Charlie said without making eye contact. Walking past, media members waited for interviews. This was their job, to capture the moment, document the disaster, get quotes for their stories. Charlie ignored every microphone thrust in his direction. Tiger, protecting his son, gave one brief statement. "Tough day out there. We'll learn from this and move forward." Then he followed Charlie to the parking lot. The car ride back to their hotel was suffocating in its silence. No words were spoken. No music played. Just the sound of breathing and the distant rumble of ocean waves. Upon reaching the hotel, Charlie went straight to his room and locked the door. Tiger stood outside, uncertain whether to knock, what to say, how to help. That night, Tiger didn't sleep. He sat on his balcony overlooking the Pacific, replaying his own career moments, the 1997 Masters victory, the 2008 U.S. Open won on a fractured leg, the 2019 Masters comeback after everyone had written him off. He had overcome everything, but tonight he felt helpless. Watching his son in pain and being unable to fix it was worse than any physical injury he'd ever endured. The heartbreak deepens. The next morning brought the fourth and final round. Charlie still had to complete the tournament. Tiger hoped that a night's sleep might have helped his son reset mentally. But he was wrong. Charlie was worse. At the breakfast table, he remained silent. On the golf course, he moved like a zombie. The fourth round was even more disastrous. Charlie had no fight left. He shot an 86. When the tournament concluded, Charlie Woods finished in the bottom 5 of the entire field. The winner was an unknown player from California, Tyler Morrison. Tyler had played phenomenal golf and absolutely deserved the victory and celebration. But the media had a dual narrative: Tyler's triumph and Charlie's catastrophe. Headlines flooded every sports platform. Charlie Woods crumbles under pressure. Tiger's son falls. Dramatically short of legacy, dream debut turns into nightmare for young Woods. Is Charlie Woods ready for championship golf? Golf analysts filled airtime with debates. Does Charlie have the talent? Is Tiger's training method flawed? Are the expectations simply too much? Should Charlie step away from competitive golf? The commentary was brutal. Some analysts showed compassion, but others were ruthless in their assessment. Charlie Woods was being judged not as a 15-year-old learning the game, but as Tiger Woods' son who had failed to measure up. The father-son talk, after the tournament concluded, Tiger and Charlie drove directly home. No post-tournament dinners, no media obligations. Just escape. At home, Tiger gave Charlie space. For 2 days, Charlie didn't emerge from his room. Meals were brought to his door. His phone remained off. The door stayed locked. On the 3rd day, Tiger gently but firmly opened Charlie's bedroom door. Charlie was lying on his bed, staring at the ceiling with empty eyes. "Charlie, we need to talk," Tiger said quietly. "Dad, please. I don't want to talk about it." "I understand, but we have to. You've been locked in here for 3 days." "That's not a solution." Charlie sat up. His eyes were puffy and red-rimmed. He'd been crying.